What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Third Eye Cyphs. Now, first, I would really like to express how nervous I am right now. One, mainly because I feel like this video audio stuff is gonna work this time, but I'm still kind of nervous that it might not work. I'm pushing for it will work because I only got the one camera. I think I fixed the microphone. When I tried messing with it today, it made it seem like there was nothing wrong with it in the first place. So maybe it just wasn't meant for me to, do that video. Let's hope it wasn't meant for me to do this one. But yes, I am nervous, because I feel like this is gonna work. And this is my first, video podcast. Well, anyways, welcome back. Thank you so much for listening. For everybody who has not heard my podcast before, welcome. Thank you for listening. This podcast is about mainly personal growth, spirituality, some kind of esoteric topics, a lot of just self-development kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, I hope Haku I have this whole setup here, and I hope Haku does not destroy it or get antsy and just want to run around everywhere or cry for no reason. Haku's my cat, by the way, and hopefully she will not jump on this table. But yes, so that's basically what this podcast is. And yeah, this is the first episode that is being video recorded. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy you're here. So first of all, how are you guys? How are you? I know I said last week, was it last week? Yeah. That I want every episode to be that time to check in with yourself. So how are you doing? You know what? I think you guys should make a kind of list on like a checklist. Okay, am I doing this? Am I doing that? Am I doing this? So first of all, are you drinking enough water? That is the number one thing. Water is so important. Are you eating good? Are you eating healthy? Are you eating enough? That's kind of my main problem right now, is not eating enough. Kind of find myself where I forget to eat. It's not like I don't want to eat. It's just I kind of forget to. So that's kind of something on my checklist. What else? Water, food, sleep. I hope you're getting enough sleep. You're well rested. Your mental health. How are you doing? Check in with your thoughts. How has your self-talk been doing? But yeah. Okay. So yeah. Just list whatever you feel like you should be checking in with yourself on. So for today's episode, okay, so wait, first of all, for the first time I tried recording this, I had a whole completely different setup. You kind of saw my room, and then I was sitting in this chair. So what I did was I just removed everything off of my altar, and then I'm using my altar because I want kind of a solid background. I don't know. It just feels it's better for focus, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, yes. So for today's episode, I pulled a card for you guys. I hope you guys are watching this. I hope this visual audio thing works. Not visual audio, but the video, the YouTube stuff, guys. So, anything else I'd like to say before I start? I always do this. I'm do I need to say anything else? Nope. I think that's it. So, let's begin. Today's card, I pulled one card for you guys. For those of you who don't know me and have never listened to this before, I love pulling more than one card, but I try to pull one card always. So, you got the Thinking Woman. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, well, it's a lady, and she's just staring at you, holding a book awkwardly, and then she has scrolls in her hand, and there's more books, but it's the Thinking Woman. It's funny, it's number 47, which is kind of a funny number. Well, it's not a funny number, but it's a number that's in my life a lot. And there's like a butterfly flying. But you got the thinking woman in reverse. Ooh. So what this means is that you might be feeling a disconnection from your soul purpose or your life path. This could just kind of be a difficult time for you for personal growth, whether it's like whatever you're going through in, your life, your personal circumstances, whatever it is, you may be feeling that kind of disconnect. So there may be a lot of confusion kind of going on. Maybe you feel like, oh, what do I do? Maybe you feel like you're not doing anything. You're not motivated because you feel like you've kind of drifted off the path of what you're supposed to be doing, or you haven't found it yet, or you're just feeling completely lost. And that is completely okay, because what this card is telling you is, well, that's okay. Yeah, you may be going through this time, but now is the time to look within. Look within. I always say that. Like, that is such a big thing. Like, looking within is such a big thing because, okay, if you guys haven't heard, there's something called the Akashic Records. Now, the Akashic Records are kind of like this database in the astral realm. Pretty sure it's in the astral realm. That has all knowledge, infinite knowledge, like knows everything, blah, blah, blah. Now, the Akashic Records are within you. You can access the Akashic Records depending on what kind of vibration you're on, or just if you go to the astral realm and be like, I'm going to go to the Akashic Records. I don't know if that's how it works, but I know that it's accessible within you. So looking within is so important because all of the answers are within you. Even minus the whole like Akashic Records thing, like all the answers are still within you. Even if that's not a thing, like you still have the answers within you. It could be like a metaphorical thing, like all the infinite knowledge, right? Akashic Records. Like, I'm pretty sure you have all infinite knowledge within you. Why? Because you are God. That's the thing. Like, God has all infinite knowledge, right? And if you are God, then you have access to that infinite knowledge, no? So look within, guys. That's basically what this card is saying. That yeah, you might be falling off the path, and yeah, you may be feeling lost. But if you look within, I'm pretty sure you'll find the answer. So this could also mean that a woman is misleading you or giving you misinformation. So this could just be like maybe that's something for you, like maybe you're feeling iffy about like some lady who's like trying to tell you stuff, or like, I don't know, it could be something weird like that. Or maybe it's like a family member who may be trying to make you pursue a different, life path, or I don't know, whatever it is. It could be a lady who's not looking out for your best interest. So what you need to do is set boundaries, know yourself, and trust yourself. Again, the answers are all within you. Okay, yeah, you can listen to that information, but trust your gut. If you feel that's right, then maybe it is right. But always go with what you feel. And that's kind of something we're going to be talking about today as well. So that is today's card. This week's card for something for you to focus on. And as most of you know, my cards, well, I didn't make these cards, but actually, let me show you. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, or if you're just listening to this on like Spotify or whatever it is, maybe you could check back. If you're interested in knowing what cards I'm using, just check my YouTube channel, World of Natalia. It's linked on my website. It's linked on my Instagram, whatever. And you could watch this video, play it back to this part, and I'll show you the cards. So these cards are the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor, sorry. And it's a 53 card deck. So yeah, those are the cards those are the only cards that I have besides my I Ching cards, but I don't use that for readings. I only use that for like personal readings, and like one-on-one readings if somebody wants like more direction in their life. Like, these are like, you could use this for daily readings, weekly readings, monthly readings. But the I Ching, I kind of feel, is like used when you're feeling absolutely completely lost, and it kind of gives you direction in your life. So yes, so these cards come with affirmations, like I was saying. The affirmation for this week, for this card, I don't know if you guys want to write it down, grab a pen and paper, you know the deal, guys, you know the deal. So the affirmation is, I open my mind and heart to my own inner wisdom. I open my mind and heart to my own inner wisdom. I am thoughtful, focused, and clear. I am thoughtful, focused, and clear. Oh yeah, I love that information. I love that information too, but I love that affirmation. Okay, so for today's episode, we will be talking about soul purpose. Wow, what a coincidence. There's never, okay, like, just you guys know already, like, every time, it's just like the cards, it's just, you guys know. So yes, I am going to be helping you, or kind of giving you some basic guidelines on how to find your soul purpose or life path or your whole reason for existence. Now, first of all, okay, so this episode is the one I wanted to record last week. I think I mentioned this last week in my super short episode that I didn't want to do the soul purpose episode, but where was I going with that? Oh, so I not realized something, but I remembered, or like I should have mentioned when I was trying to record it the first time, so I'm gonna like mention it now. Soul purpose, right? Your reason for existence, your reason for living, right? I'm gonna actually, you know what? I don't even have my phone. Okay. I can't do a direct quote right now, but this is a quote from Alan Watts, right? It goes something like this. This isn't word for word, okay? I'm like summarizing it, I guess you could say. Everyone is running around in a huge panic as if there's something other something else to do, I guess. Okay. Yeah, everyone is running around in a great panic as if there's something else to do other than just be. I think that's just how it goes. So, if you don't understand what that means, and I love this quote so much. I love this quote so much because it always puts me in check. Look up this quote. I'm like, I don't know the direct quote, but just type in Alan Watts quote, running around in a great panic or something like that. But it's true. Everyone is running around in a great panic as if there's something else to do other than just be. Because, like, I can't even, like, there's no, like, okay. There's no, like, we don't, okay. I don't want, like, this isn't, I'm going to clarify this, right? This isn't meant to sound, like, saddening or depressing or anything like that. Unless you want to take it like that, then go ahead. That's just how you take things. But, there is no reason for our existence other than to just be, to exist, to experience. Like, when we were put on Earth as humans, like, we weren't given guidelines by God. Like, it wasn't just like, as like humans came, like however humans came to freaking Earth, because, you know, there's what is that theory? The evolution theory with the monkeys. I don't know if I feel like that's not likely. I mean, like, okay, it's very possible, but like, I don't know, it's too mainstream for me. And yeah, I'll talk about that later. I could go into that. But anyways, however humans came into existence, right? Like when we like sprung up from mushrooms or whatever it is, it wasn't like as soon as like we had eyes, there was like a list in front of us that it was like, we must do this, we must do that. But then again, imagine there was actually, okay, see, look, I don't know. Look, anybody watching this or listening to this, like, for the first time, I've said this in past episodes, but like, do not take my word for anything. Like, literally, I am going based off of my own intuition, my own experiences, and philosophies and teachings that I've studied from like ancient Eastern times or whatever. But yeah, do your own research and also trust your own gut. Like, I'm a very firm believer in trusting your own gut. So, anyways, maybe that did happen. Maybe like we're like aliens, right? Like, or maybe we were put on Earth by aliens, and then the aliens were like, okay, you must do this and populate the world and then create technology and then destroy the world, or like something stupid like that, right? Like, maybe. And then like the humans were like, oh, okay, and then like we just became this. But what was I saying? Yeah, so anyways, I don't know what happened. Maybe that happened, but I'm going with, we weren't giving rules. We weren't told what to do. We don't have this like natural instinct to do something specific. Like, the only thing we have a natural instinct to do, like an animalistic nature, is to eat, to breed, to maybe bathe ourselves. But maybe that's not even true. I feel like eat, procreate, sleep, and yeah, that's it. And like drink, I guess. But, you know, we created, like, throughout all these, like, throughout times, like, past the caveman times, right? The cavemans, like, their main goal in life was to find food, right? They created fire, supposedly, right? They were like, whoa, look what we could do with this. And then stuff started branching off from there. So people started creating their own reasons to do things, their own kind of purpose. So going back to the quote, there is no other thing to do than to just be as humans, literally. So we spend so much time trying to focus on, like, oh, what do I do now? Like, oh, I don't think I'm like living a fulfilled life. Like, I don't think I'm achieving my dreams. Like, oh, everybody's doing something, I'm not doing anything. Like, everybody's doing something because they feel like they have to do something. That's the thing. Everybody, look, this is like generational cycles, okay? Like, you're born, right? You're born, and your parents, they raise you, and they're like, okay, go to school, get a job, go to college, and, you know, you make good money, make a family, and then that's it, right? The typical 9-to-5 thing. So this is a thing that we're used to. This is a thing that everybody's been doing for years. So that must be what we need to do, right, as humans, because everybody's been doing it for so long. We might as well, you know, stick to the plan and keep doing what we've been doing for years. But look where that's got us, right? So anyways, like I was saying, there's nothing to do. There's literally nothing to do. And this is where they talk about with the sages in Taoism, in Buddhism. They always say the sage, this is something from the Tao Te Ching, right? The sage does nothing but gets everything done. They really focus on doing nothing. Wu Wei. That is the Chinese philosophy concept of doing nothing but getting things done. It's not overachieving because there's nothing really to do. If you don't do anything, if you stay in balance with the flow of nature, then you will get stuff done. You will do what needs to be done because there is nothing to do. So that's just something I needed to say before I get into this whole life purpose thing, is that don't focus too much on, oh, what's my life purpose? What's my life purpose? One, because that was my number one mistake. I spent so much time trying to figure out what am I meant to do, because I had so many things to juggle. Like, oh, I like doing this. I like doing that. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like, what do I do? What do I do? And it confuses you and you waste so much time doing that. But when you release that, and you're like, man, it doesn't even matter what I do. Like, I don't care about my soul purpose. I just want to live. That's when your soul purpose comes to you. Because you're spending so much time looking for it that it's right there in front of you and you're not seeing it. So just take that into consideration. Take into consideration that there's actually really nothing to do. But if you want to live your human life productively, kind of with, you know, society, then, like, by all means, like, who am I to tell you not to do anything? Like, that, okay, nowadays, that doesn't really get you anywhere. Like, I'm sure, like, and it really upsets me, too, and this is something I had to, you know, come to terms with myself, but it's just, like, I live for these teachings, and I live for the way. And the way is all about balance. So me wanting to live in a very simplistic type of wu-wei lifestyle is very much deep in my heart. But in order, you can always, it's hard to say, you can balance that with modern life. Like, that's absolutely what Tao is, the balance, the yin and yang. That is balancing the spiritual with the material. So that's just kind of something that I've come to terms with more lately. Lately, just take away the more word. So yeah, anyways, just keep that in mind when I kind of go through things. So this is my top 5 kind of list of things to do to help you find your soul purpose, or your soul purpose, a life path, meaning, reason for existence. Shout out to before I get into this, sorry, shout out to my friend Gemini's. She listens to my podcast. I love her so much, and I'm burning the same Palo Santo that I was burning in that one episode that I mentioned that I was burning it. But she sent me a really cool link to some really good Palo Santo. If you guys are interested. But yeah, anyways, I feel like every time I burn this now, it's just gonna remind me of her. So, my top 5 list on finding your soul purpose. I wish I had music. I could have music. Oh, wait, okay, I'm sorry I'm getting like off track, but I am doing this thing, guys. I was gonna wait until the end to tell you, but I'm already talking about music. If you don't have me on social media, or aka Instagram, because it's the only really social media I use, I'm accepting music from you guys. Like, if you know anybody, or if you personally make music, or if you know anybody who makes music and wants some exposure, or just doesn't mind me using some of their songs, please send it to me at worldofnatalia@aol.com. Like, I'm accepting all music. It doesn't matter what genre. It could be any kind of music. And I'm going to be putting this music in my YouTube videos, maybe my podcast. I might be doing, like, song reviews. Like, if I really like it, I'll play the whole song in the video and then just kind of, like, talk about your bars and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, if you guys know anybody who makes music, or you make music, please send it to me at that email. If you don't have me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. It's Natalia of Earth, Natalia of Earth, this planet Earth. So, top 5. Sorry, guys. You know me. Number 1 on how to find your soul purpose. Find out what you love to do. That's the number 1 thing. Like, that's the first thing you need to do. What do you love to do? What do you love to do? Do you like making crafts? Do you like painting? Do you like singing? Do you like dancing? Do you like cooking? Do you like taking stuff apart and putting them back together? I don't know. It could be anything. What do you personally love to do? It could be anything. It doesn't have to be something that has a career or whatever, like, whatever you have in your head. Like, just find out what you like. Do you like eating? Maybe that's a thing. Do you like sleeping? Like, just whatever it is, find out what you love to do. And don't focus on anything past that. Just find something that you love to do. A good way of, I'm kind of like going off like this little notebook here. You know, my Hello Kitty notebook? Whoever's listening, you can't see it, but in the video you can see it. It's Hello Kitty. My friend Kano from Japan gave it to me. I miss her. Okay, anyways. A good question to ask yourself is, what would you do if you didn't get paid for it? So, what do you love so much that it doesn't matter if you got paid for it or not? You still love to do it, so you're gonna do it, whether you get paid for it or not, because you love it. What is that thing? What is that thing? I think that's a really good question, like, to kind of narrow it down. Or you can make a list, a top 5 list. That is my number 2 suggestion, is to do the top 25 list. Now, this is a suggestion that I heard from a YouTuber named Koi Fresco, or he goes by Vashidadas. He goes by Vashidadas now. And but yeah, he did a video. I'm not sure what the video is called. It's kind of like how to become self-employed, or like something like that. I don't really know. It was kind of earlier in the year that he posted it, or how to travel full time and get paid for it, or something like that. I don't really know. But he really talks about soul purpose and how to get paid to do what you love. So he mentions this top 25 list. He says, list 25 things that you love to do in life, that if money didn't matter, if you could do whatever you like in the world, if you could do whatever you wanted in the world and money didn't matter, what would you do? And just list 25 things. It could be anything, things that you love to do, and money doesn't matter at all. So once you get 25, and 25, like, that list was hard enough for me to do. Like, 25 is kind of a lot, like things that you like really love to do, but try to get it down anyways, especially if you like kind of force yourself to like the last 5. Like, you wrote 20 but then you don't know 5 more, kind of. Whatever, you can just leave it like that. It doesn't really matter. But cross out 20 out of that 25 and focus on those 5. So look at your list and then kind of just cross out like the minor stuff. Like, focus on 5 main things that like you absolutely love and you would not take off that list. Like, if you had to make a career out of it, like, what would you keep on that list, or what would you take off, you know? So that really helped me. I kind of have my top 25 list. This list I made literally when I saw the video, like right after, and this was before, I think this was maybe it was when I just started the podcast. It was kind of like really in the beginning of the year. I hadn't done a lot of things yet. So it kind of it put my head in like the right direction. Like, okay, this is everything I love to do. I'm already kind of doing it. But at least I know now that this is what I'm meant to do, because this is what I love to do, right? So to give you an example, my top 5 list, I wish I had the 25 list. I think I just like threw out the rest. But my top 5, and I wrote, live your life the way you want to. What do you love? Your top 5. And my number 1 was travel/exploration. So I love exploring. Like, traveling goes hand in hand with that, because like traveling, like I'm seeing stuff that I've never saw before, but exploring is like I'm just like a curious person, so like I love just experiencing and doing new things. And I kind of like make that my thing. Like, I was gonna name my YouTube channel like Natalia the Explorer or something, and then on one of my posts I was like, Natalia of Earth, Explorer for Life. Like, that's just kind of my thing. I even have a book. Look, I'll show you this right now. Sorry for everybody who's listening. If you guys are listening, like, please check out the YouTube version of this, because it's gonna get visually nice. And I'm gonna get a good camera too. Well, better camera, because this camera's pretty good. I have a book called How to Be an Explorer of the World. Like, I saw this book in the bookstore and I was like, what the heck? Like, I absolutely need this. Like, I want to be an explorer of the world, so I need this book. And it kind of goes through like all these like cool exercises to do to like just, you know, keep you curious and keep your mind imaginative and be an explorer of the world, to always see things like you're seeing it for the first time. That's a very spiritual quote, as I like to say. I don't say that, but I have heard it in like, I don't know, spiritual pages, I guess, or I don't know. It's just, it's keeping that curious mind, keeping that young childlike mind. They talk a lot about that when they talk about the sages, right? The sages act as like children, and they say this in the Tao too. I'm a big fan of the Tao Te Ching, guys. If you haven't read it, please read it. They have audiobooks. The version that I heard for the first time, and is my favorite version, I've only read a couple other versions afterwards, but My favorite version, I have an audiobook, and I used to listen to it every day walking to work, because my walk to work was like an hour, and the Tao Te Ching, I think, was about an hour, a little over an hour. And I would listen to it every day going to work, and it completely blew my mind. I love it so much. But yeah, my favorite translation is by Jacob Needleman. I think he voiced it, like the audiobook. I think like it's read by Jacob Needleman, but I think it's like translated by like Gia or Gaia something. I don't really know. But if you're interested and you email that email worldofnatalia@aol.com, I can actually send you the audiobook. So let me know if you're interested in that, or just email me and be like, hey, I'm interested in getting that audiobook from you. So anyways, that's my number one, travel and exploration. So that's kind of why my main focus is I plan on traveling the world and doing, well, the rest of this. So my number two was music. I love music so much. I've always loved music since I was younger, and it's like music / dance and sing. Like, I love dancing, I love singing. I don't know if I do this as a career. I spent over a year trying to get into the music industry as a singer for a while, just because like I really wanted to sing, but I don't think I really wanted to sing. Like, I think I just wanted to be famous or like something like that. It was for the wrong reasons. I think I don't really care about singing like that, but I do love dancing. I don't know if I do it as a career, but it's just something I really enjoy. So music is a big part of my life, and I feel like no matter what, it's just gonna find its way into my life, no matter what. So it's my top 5, like, but like I'm not like making a career out of it or anything like that. So that could absolutely go for you too in your list. My number 3 was inspiring others / teaching, connecting. So I love inspiring other people, teaching, connecting. That's kind of like what I'm doing with the podcast, you know, teaching topics that I've learned about, or connecting with people, inspiring other people. It makes me so happy when people tell me that I inspire them, or I inspired them to do this, and now they've done this because of something I've written or something I've said that they've heard. And I literally, like, I read a book review, like one of my book reviews a couple days ago from like some lady. And I haven't even checked like on my book since I released it. And I looked at this review, and she said that she learned like the simplest book. And I'm telling you guys, like, I wrote this book when I was 15. It changed so many people's lives when I wrote it at 15. I rewrote it better, and it's still changing people's lives. Like, she said she cried. It reminded her of like who she needed to be. Oh my god, that just makes me so happy. I could cry again. But yeah, I love inspiring other people. That's a passion of mine. My number 4 was creating. That's writing, art, handwork as in just like making things with my hands. I love doing things with my hands, like whether it's like gardening, like carpentry, like woodwork, making jewelry. I love making jewelry. Just anything that kind of has to do with my hands. I love doing like clay modeling and stuff. So yeah, that kind of goes with art, and then writing, of course. Just creating anything. I'm a very creative person, so like creating anything just fulfills me. And then 5, my spiritual practice. This goes for meditation, yoga, and self-improvement. Spiritual practice, man, that should be number 2. Like, this wasn't in order or anything, but my spiritual practice, like, that means so much to me. And I've told this to my boyfriend Justin, that like, it doesn't matter where I end up in life, man. I could be homeless on the side of the street. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter where I am, as long as I have my spiritual teachings with me, and, you know, just this mindset of the flow of nature and life and just balance. That's all I need. Like, I could have a book. If I have the Tao with me, like, in book form, and that's it in life, like, I will be happy, honestly. So yeah, that's kind of just like a look into my top 5. So what does your top 5 look like? This could be anything. Like, again, I said my spiritual practice I'm very passionate about. I'm passionate about creating. Now, this could be anything for you. Like, maybe you love cooking. Like, cooking is going to be on that list. You love singing, maybe more than I do, because I like singing. I just don't like it that much. But maybe you love singing. Maybe you love writing songs. Maybe you love writing. If you do, send me some stuff. I'm interested. It could be really anything that you love to do. So make that 25 list, and focus on 5 of those. Those 5 are gonna be the 5 that you focus on for the rest of your life. Now, I kind of heard an interesting concept from a YouTuber that I now watch. Her name is Milkwebs. And it was on happiness and how so many people strive for happiness in life. How they say, like, well, your main goal in life is to be happy. But is it? And I completely agree with her, because it's all balance. And we're having a human experience. And what comes with the human experience is other emotions than happiness. So I don't feel like the purpose of life is to be happy. I feel like, of course, happiness makes us feel good, right? So we want to be happy a lot because it makes us feel good. But it isn't something that we should, like, strive towards. I mean, if you want to, like, there's nothing, you really don't have to do anything. Like, if you want to, you can. You could do whatever you want. Like, literally, guys, you could do whatever you want in this life. And, like, okay, you'd be like, yeah, I'll kill somebody and go to jail, and then I'll be in jail. Like, well, that's on you. You're gonna be in jail. Just know the consequences of like, you could do whatever you want in life, but just know the consequences of what's gonna happen in this reality, in this timeline. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Just whatever makes you happy, and focus on that. Focus on that, guys. Number 3. Wow, I'm only on number 3. Oh, well, I think that's okay. Number 3 is trust your gut. Going back to today's card. I was going to say this morning's card. Wow. Today's card, trust your gut, trust your intuition. I've said this on multiple accounts, that your gut, your intuition is your direct contact to source, your spirit guides, your higher self. So this is like their main way to kind of speak with you. If you're not really sure of something, most likely, like, if it feels like not good, it's probably not good. And it's actually a really cool tool to use to help you find help you find your purpose. But also for a lot of things too, just trust your intuition, trust your gut. Now, maybe you don't have that. Maybe you're like, I've never even felt my intuition or felt my gut. There's actually a lot of ways you can develop this. Now, if you want an episode, I can go into it, but I think that should be like its own episode on how to improve that. If you guys are interested in knowing how to improve your intuition or your gut feeling, let me know. Or you just look into it. A lot of people do videos on it, I'm sure. But I will, crystals, blue crystals, indigo crystals, third eye chakra kind of stuff. Third eye is mainly based off of intuition. It's kind of like the powerhouse of the intuition. So you want to strengthen that chakra, that energy, that chakra. As I've what's the word? As I've okay, I don't even know what the word is, but it's just I'm sorry, I'm having like a hair situation. I don't just yeah, chakras. I have to do a chakra episode, guys. I keep forgetting to do a chakra episode, but every time I mention chakras in my podcast, I'm just like, chakras. Chakras are a thing, I think. We'll get into that in another episode. But anyways, trust your gut. That is your direct contact with your higher self. Now, your higher self, supposedly, knows everything. Knows everything about you because it is your higher self, right? So, if you've ever seen Sailor Moon, a lot of people have not seen Sailor Moon, but she's kind of like in the past, I think, or in a different reality. I think she's in a different reality, but her older self in another reality, I think the world gets destroyed and she dies or something. So, like, she turns back to another reality self, like the main Sailor Moon, like the main character, to kind of change the reality, the outcome of the reality. But that's kind of like her higher self. She knows what's going to happen already and tries to guide her elsewhere to, like, what's good and what's not good, I guess you can say. So yeah, that is your direct contact with your higher self. Now, since your higher self knows already what your life path is, what your soul mission is, it's gonna tell you if you're going the right way or not. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Now, number 4. Number 4 is step out of your comfort zone. I say this all the time. Step out of your comfort zone. Nothing happens in your comfort zone. I will say it again. Nothing happens in your comfort zone. Okay? Nothing happens in your comfort zone. You feel comfortable where you are, nothing's gonna happen, okay? Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's ever gonna happen. You want change. You want to go somewhere. You want to do something. Well, you gotta step out of your comfort zone because nothing happens there, right? I got this diagram if you're watching the video, right? It is a circle. I will visually explain it. Hold on, I'm showing the camera. Okay. It is a circle. Inside the circle is how you think, feel, and act. That is your comfort zone inside of that circle. How you think, feel, and act is the person you're embodying right now. The person you are now is based off of how you think, how you feel, and how you act. That is your comfort zone. That is your usual way of life, right? Now, outside of that circle is the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen outside of there because you haven't stepped out of it. Now, things happen in the unknown. Change happens in the unknown. Okay? Nobody succeeded in doing nothing. That's funny because I was just talking about, like doing nothing. But this is a completely different concept of doing nothing. This is actually absolutely like not doing anything. Not like not doing, well, okay, yeah, I guess so. But the unknown is where change happens. If you don't move into the unknown, then change won't happen. So I say step out of your comfort zone in this way because maybe you're seeing this from a very narrow point of view. You're kind of not having a wider perspective on this, a more open mind, and you're thinking like, okay, my soul purpose, well, I'm only good at these 3 things, so maybe like those probably 3 are like probably the things I should be focusing on or whatever. And before I even get into that, absolutely, like if you are great at something already, maybe that is what you are meant to do. But besides that, so that could also be a tip, what are you good at already? What are you really good at that you can just do already, like because you're good at it, right? But anyways, since you're only seeing that point of view, like, oh, I'm only good at these 3 things, you're not having a wider perspective on all these other things that are possible for you to achieve, for you to do, because you're only like seeing it in this kind of way. So when you step out of your comfort zone, which is that narrow-minded point of view, then you can have a wider perspective and more opportunities and possibilities will present themselves to you. So step out of your comfort zone. That's it. That's where growth takes place. Literally, like, imagine you in a box, right? Like, okay, you're sitting here and then like you're just in a really small box. Like there's no room for you to do anything except sit in this box. That is your comfort zone. How can you grow? Maybe you're like a baby, right? You're a baby in a box and babies grow, right? They grow into adults. How is that baby gonna grow in a box, right? So kind of go with that reference, Okay, so number 5 is put in the work. Put in the work. Put in the work. Put in the work. Like, that's it. Okay, say you find something, right? Like, find something to do. Put in the work to do it. Like, you're like, oh yeah, this is definitely my soul purpose, right? Put in the work and then see what happens. Do you feel as motivated to do it a week in, a month in, a year in? Do you have the same passion about it as you did in the beginning? if you don't feel very motivated to go about it, maybe that's not what you're meant to be doing. I feel that whatever you are meant to do, it sticks with you. And you keep going in that direction, whether you're consciously doing it or not. So kind of for me, for example, I kind of mentioned earlier that, I spent so much time trying to find my life purpose. And I also mentioned, I spent time trying to get into the music industry, and it turns out that's not what I wanted. I kind of like dabbled in a bunch of things that I like doing, and I kind of focused on those small things. Now, this is another thing, but let me continue, right? I focused on each thing, but as I focused on each thing, I was like, nah, maybe that's not it. Maybe that's not it for each thing, right? But I did love doing these things. Now, I found my purpose by kind of combining all of these things, because I found myself going in cycles with them, right? I'd pick it up and then I'd drop it, and then I'd pick something else up and I'd drop it. But then I'd go back to that one thing and then pick it up and drop it. So it was kind of like I kept playing with all these topics, but they were still the same thing. So I found that the best way to do this was to kind of incorporate all of it into the same thing. So I'm still working on everything that I love to do, and I feel more fulfilled. Instead of like dabbling in all this stuff and juggling all this stuff and picking it all back up, I kind of found a way to combine it so I can feel very passionate and motivated to do it, because it's everything that I love to do. So see, I don't even know where was I going with that? So that's what I did, right? I completely lost my train of Okay, so yes. Now, that may be the same case for you, right? Or, okay, you're picking up each thing. I really don't know where I was going with that. Oh my gosh, okay. Anyways, let me just drop it. That usually works when I just drop the topic and move on. Anyways, so doing what you want to do, maybe you're not passionate about it, right? So just move on to something else. Like, okay, yeah, you like it, but then you're like, man, maybe this is not for me. I don't want to put in the work for that, right? So that's probably not it. Go back to your list and kind of test the waters. This kind of goes for like finding what you love to do. Maybe you don't know what you love to do, right? So explore stuff. Maybe you haven't done much. Look into things that you would be interested in doing, or you might it seems like you might like to do, and then try it and see if you really like it as much as you thought you would like it. I don't know where I was going with what I was saying earlier, but I think that's it. Just putting in the work. I feel like I had a really good point on what I was gonna say, and then I just lost it. That's what I get for just like blah 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 blah. Okay. Well, yeah, so I kind of want, it's gonna bother me. I feel like I just want to, I feel like it's a good point. Yeah, I was talking about how I go through cycles, right? I kept picking stuff back up. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't. If I can't think of it, then it must not really be that important. So anyways, I'm going to kind of summarize this top 5 list, right? So 1, find out what you love to do. Find out what you love to do. What would you do if you didn't get paid for it? If you love it anyways. Doesn't matter if you get paid, right? You should write these down, guys. 2, do the top 25 list. That is what helped me so much, guys. That helped me so much. 3, trust your gut, your intuition. It's so important. Like, you only know what is right for you. 4, step out of your comfort zone. There is no growth in your comfort zone. Oh my gosh, I can't say it enough. And 5, put in the work. If you don't want to put in the work, then how are you gonna succeed, right? How are you gonna succeed in anything if you don't put in the work? So if you're truly passionate about it, then you will have that drive to do it. a week from now, a year from now, a month from now. So I think that's it. That's it for the top 5 list. I don't really have any. What are my final words for this topic? My final words for this topic would be to remember that there isn't really anything to do, guys. There isn't really anything to do, but that would make life seem meaningless, you know what I mean? So that's also something I wanted to mention earlier. Like, it seems depressing because, like, wow, there's no purpose in life. Now, what I like to say, and I've read this somewhere, is that the meaning of life is to give life a meaning. The meaning of life is to give life a meaning, because life doesn't have a meaning. It doesn't have a meaning. So if everybody understood that, like, if everybody actually realized that there wasn't anything to do, it's a very depressing kind of feeling, because you're like, why did I do any of this? Like, what is the point in any of this? Why am I still here if that's the case? But it's finding that purpose, finding that meaning. Because, okay, you have this experience at your hands. Like, literally, like, oh, I don't want to live here. Like, there's no meaning. Like, there's nothing for me to do. Like, you could do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. You can live life on your own terms. That's the thing. Like, people are so stuck in social constructs that we feel confined, and that we have to do certain things, and we have to, like, be certain people, and that's not the case. Like, you can literally break out of all that. You can break out of, ancestral cycles, okay? My Shiva picture. I'm sorry. Oh, you can't even see it? Oh, well, yeah, you can kind of see it. Bring him closer. So yeah, like, there isn't anything to do, but you could do whatever you want. There's nothing to do, but you could do whatever you want. So just do whatever you want, right? Like, I don't suggest doing anything illegal, just because, like, you won't get the best out of life. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you have these certain amount of years. Well, you get, like, at most 100 years, maybe, hopefully. And you don't really start doing anything until you're, like, 18, 17, maybe 18, 21. Or if you're, like, somebody who's, like, bounded by their family or religion or something, maybe life doesn't start until later on when you break out of that. I don't know. But so we only have these certain amount of years. We only have, like, 60 years at our hands to do certain things. Like, if you want to do something illegal, like super illegal, you're gonna be in jail for most of it. It's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be pleasurable. Like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to waste all those years working as a slave for the freaking system? I mean, we already do that. 9 to 5, okay, 9 to 5, people, you're a slave to the system. Anybody who's stuck in that construct, you're a slave to the system. I'm a slave to this. No, okay, I'm not gonna admit that. I'm not a slave in the system. Don't. So yeah, anyways, we just do whatever you want. Do what makes you happy. Like, whether the purpose of life is to be happy or not, because it's not the purpose of life. But if you like being happy and it makes you feel good, then by all means, knock yourself out. Go for it. Do everything that makes you happy. Do whatever you want, because it is your life. Now, before I end this, I kind of want to mention the fact that for those who don't listen or watch, like, I don't know, like, anything about any of this, whatever, like, we are multi-dimensional beings, or so they say, but I've had kind of first-hand experience with kind of various spiritual stuff like this, so I kind of go with this as my word. But, like, there's infinite realities, there's infinite us's, there's infinite possibilities. You're, like, God is, like, everything is just so, like, crazy. Everything's so crazy and intense and beautiful and magical. that it's just like, please, like, use this life to, like, to have the most fun as possible. Before I even had, like, these kind of, like, do whatever you want ideals, I used to think, and this was, like, when I was, like, younger, before I even learned about anything, right? I would always say, what would I always say? I think it was just, like, I don't know. See, I lost track again, but I think it was just, like, have, like, just have fun. Like, I am literally here to have fun. And this was, like, at the very beginning of my spiritual journey, because I realized that I'm a spiritual being in a human body, and that this human existence doesn't actually matter, but it kind of does, but not really, because if you zoom out on the timeline of infinite, like, all of time period, from the beginning of time, whatever that is, right? If you zoom out, your existence is like a blip. It's like you can't even see it. It's like a flash of light, like a super fast flash of light, and then there you go. And then that's it. Those 100 years that you live, that's what that looks like on the big scale, right? So overall, it doesn't really matter. I kind of mentioned this before, but because of that, you just have fun. Like, do what makes you happy. Do what you feel passionate about. Just do whatever you want. Like, this is your life. This is your reality. You are the creator of your own reality. Like, do you understand that? Like, if this is your reality, so, like, you could just do whatever you want. But like I said, you might not want to, like, do illegal stuff, because it's not fun afterwards. But anyways, that's it for this week's episode of ThirdEyeCyphs. I feel like the video worked. I'm so happy. The audio is still recording. Like, the setup is nice. Like, we might see each other again next week like this, right? If you are new to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. I do episodes of ThirdEyeCyphs every week on Fridays. And yeah, it's on Spotify if you want to listen. Take it on the go. Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and a bunch of other, like, podcast streaming website things, but I don't really know what those other ones were, but I am on those if you have those. But those are, like, the main ones that I'm on. And now YouTube. So anyways, for everybody who's listening and has not seen my YouTube, I only have one video up right now, and it's kind of like an intro of what I'm gonna be doing on the channel. But the channel isn't gonna be directly, like, related to the podcast, if you guys are in, like, want to know that. Like, the channel is definitely gonna kind of be more personal, more vlog kind of stuff. Just videos of whatever I want to post. I might talk about some spiritual stuff, but I feel like mainly it's just gonna be, like, just things that I want to post, not really stuff that I want to, you know, like, talk about when I talk about the podcast. I like saving it all for the podcast, so I could give you, like, a lot of, like, chunk of stuff, you know what I mean? So anyways, thank you so much for watching and listening. I'm so excited to kind of sync this stuff and get it out to you. But yes, I love you so much, guys. Thank you for listening. I see you guys watching and listening, and I love it so much. Keep reaching out to me on Instagram. My DMs are always open. Like, please feel free to write to me. Again, my Instagram is Natalia of Earth, Natalia of Earth. And yeah, I might change it to World of Natalia, but somebody has that username, guys. If you guys love me, if you guys love me, please report that page, because that page has nothing on it. Like, it's just somebody who's holding the username. Like, just mark it as spam. I've been marking it as spam because I want that username. Like, I will use the username. It's not even using. I think he wants, like, somebody, like, to sell it or something. Like, just mark it as spam, and I will quickly take that username. But yeah, I might change it to World of Natalia. But anyways, thank you so much. My endings are always so long. I love you guys so much. Like, I just like doing this because, like, I feel like I'm talking to you guys, and I know you guys are listening, and I just appreciate you so much. Like, you listening right now, and if you are a frequent listener of me, like, and you haven't reached out to me and we haven't talked, because it's not, like, some of you have, but, like, a lot of people, I see them listening a lot, but they haven't reached out to me, and I just want you to know that I appreciate you so much. And if you feel like, oh, she's probably talking to somebody else, no, I'm talking to you, I absolutely appreciate you so much for listening to this. Like, I would not be doing this if it wasn't for anybody. Like, if nobody was listening, I probably wouldn't continue doing this. But we're 6 months strong, guys, and I kind of want to say welcome to season 2 of ThirdEyeCyphs. Like, we have been doing this for half a year already, guys. Half a year every Friday. That's a lot. We are on episode, what is it, 23? I think we're on episode 23. So I'm going to kind of mark this since we are starting a new chapter in ThirdEyeCyphs with YouTube. I'm marking this as the first episode of season 2. So thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me this long. I really appreciate it. It's only gonna get better from here, honestly. Like, I'm gonna schedule everything out good. I'm gonna be making some cool YouTube videos. If you are interested in just like kind of me and like things that I do, like, check out the YouTube channel. But you absolutely are not obligated to. Like, you don't have to. But this podcast means a lot to me. It really does. So just please keep listening, subscribe to the podcast or whatever, follow it, put on notifications so you know every time I upload a post. If you haven't already, check out my blog. It's on WordPress. It's thewritingsofnatalia.wordpress.com. I do blog posts every Monday, and if nothing's up by Monday, it will definitely be up by Tuesday. I kind of just get like super busy on Mondays, and I've been like kind of putting them on Tuesdays, but definitely up by Tuesday. I have a lot of poetry on there. I have ebooks and poetry collections on Wattpad, if you guys know what that is. It's also the Writings of Natalia. All my links are on my YouTube. All my links are on my Instagram. All my links are on my blog. Definitely my blog. Everything that has to do with me is on my blog. So definitely check that out if you're interested in kind of staying more up to date with things that I have to say, I guess. But yeah, I know I mentioned like I was gonna do a zine. I do have a zine already in my store if you guys are interested. I probably will not be doing a new one anytime soon, mainly because I am focusing a lot on this YouTube thing. I'm also trying to balance that with work. I'm always also trying to balance that with the podcast. And it's kind of a lot to juggle right now, so I don't want to put any more projects on me because I won't put my all into the ones that I'm already working on. So my main kind of thing right now is YouTube and the podcast. If you have any suggestions for me, please send me music. Please share my post on Instagram with anybody who you know who makes music, or if you make music. I am really accepting everything. Like, most likely it will get put in the videos. Like, I am so excited to hear what you guys have for me. And just thank you. I've been rambling too long. I love you so much. I hope you really like this episode. I hope you kind of get a better idea on how to find your soul purpose, or you kind of just feel more confident. You know, I know this card, it kind of says you might be feeling, lost. Stick with these guidelines, replay them, list them down, and you may feel a bit more complete when you kind of have this direction on you. I'm gonna be doing a vision board video, like how to make a vision board, and just kind of watch me make my vision board. I'm gonna kind of reamp it, but yeah, I will. If you want to know how to do that, I will be posting a YouTube video on that soon. So just I love you guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, I hope you did find some noteworthy stuff in this episode, and I will see you next time. I don't want to leave, but I have to. Thank you so much. Peace, guys. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, sorry. I'm so sorry. I want to do this. I want to do the singing bowl. Okay. I'm going to do this, okay? All right. Again, I love you. I'm sorry. I really do love you. That's why I say it so much. Like, I love you. Like, I love you. You probably think I'm crazy. Okay, I'm not crazy. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace.